What's up, ladies and gentlemen? Welcome back to the Big Fight Field channel where we speak the truth, we're honest, and we give out takes on the Miami Dolphins. Just wanted to stop by quickly here on the Monday night, talk about some things. Just wanted to talk about two things particular. It's not going to be that long of a podcast tonight. The Dolphins are coming off a 20-17 win over the Tampa Bay Buccaneers yesterday, advancing their record to 7-9. They got one game left on the season. It is Sunday in Foxborough against the New England Patriots. It is a 4:25 kickoff. For those of you who don't know, last week of the season, the NFL announced the entire schedule yesterday. Baltimore and Pittsburgh playing Sunday night for the AFC North Division. Seattle and San Francisco playing Saturday night for the number one seed and the NFC West. They got a bunch of games lined up in Week 18, but your Miami Dolphins will be taking on the New England Patriots Sunday at 4:25. Don't expect much from that game whatsoever. The Patriots are playing for the number one seed, so I really don't expect much from this game at all. But what I did want to talk about was what I loved so much about yesterday was the young guys and the young guys on this football team stepping up. Guys like Jason Marshall, guys like Quinn Ewers, which my MVP of the game yesterday. I didn't say it again. I forgot again. I'm sorry. My MVP of yesterday was Quinn Ewers. But I wanted to talk about a couple things, man. It's mostly about the 2026 season that is coming up. And you look at the game yesterday, and you guys know all my promotions and stuff. Go ahead and check out the post-game recap yesterday. The Dolphins beating the Buccaneers, all that stuff. Good game. Go ahead and check it out. But what I loved so much about yesterday, like I said, was the youth that stood out in this game, and they absolutely balled out. Quinn Ewers in the first half, and then the defense was taking over in the second half. The defense had their third like game of the year where you look at them against a solid offense, and it's like they played really well against a really good offense. You look at Atlanta earlier in the year when they were clicking, the Bills game, obviously a Week 10, and then this game yesterday. Tampa Bay is no slouch, okay? I understand that, man, they are shitting the bed right now, but Tampa Bay is no slouch. They have lots of talent on that offense, and it just goes to show you how much coaching matters, because 2023 and 2022, Baker Mayfield was with Dave Canales when he was the OC, and he was outstanding. And then in 2024, yet last year with Liam Cohen, he was outstanding again. Both of them are not a part of the organization. Baker Mayfield is lost. That interception to Ashton Davis yesterday was horrendous. An absolute horrendous throw by Baker Mayfield yesterday. But we're not here to talk about the Bucks. We're here to talk about the Dolphins. And what I want to talk about is some pieces this team can build around for 2026. Like pieces on the offense and pieces on the defense. And we'll start with the offense first. And I have three players to build around. Only three. One of them is Devon Achane. Yes. Outside of, finding your franchise quarterback and finding your general manager and head coach, I believe the biggest task for one of the bigger tasks for the new GM to do is go ahead and extend Devon Achane. This guy is a top 5 running back in the NFL, and I saw some stats about him earlier, which I want to go find if I can, but he has just been unbelievable this season. for the Miami Dolphins. Receiving game, running game, I can't find it. But he absolutely deserves a new contract this offseason, and I would build around him for years and years and years. He should be the staple running back for this team, and he's going to be a top running back in the NFL for a very long time. The other two guys I would build around for the offense is Patrick Paul and Aaron Brewer. Patrick Paul has had a really awesome season for the Dolphins. He's basically a rookie because he was backing up Teron Armstead last year and being mentored by Teron Armstead, and then Teron Armstead decides to retire. Patrick Paul slides right in there, and he is doing such a great job. It's not perfect, but he's been really great. And then possibly the unsung hero for this offense, Aaron Brewer. That's another one you want to get extended in the offseason. People don't talk about centers a lot, but Aaron Brewer, ladies and gentlemen, Aaron Brewer is a top 5 center in the NFL. His athleticism, I said that wrong. Athleticism, his speed as a center to get out there in the running game and in the passing game. He is so damn good run blocking, and he's just fast and agile. And before yesterday, he had 58 consecutive starts in the NFL with the Titans and the Dolphins. And he deserves every penny he wants this upcoming offseason. We kind of signed him to a team-friendly contract when we first got him. He was like a bridge top 15 center in the NFL, but now you're looking at the centers around this league. You're talking guys like Aaron Brewer, guys like Creed Humphrey, guys like Tyler Lindenbaum. Like, those guys are the top centers in the NFL. Those three right there. And Aaron Brewer, give him whatever he wants this upcoming summer. I think the Bears center, he's also up there. Delman, I think. Drew Delman. Give him whatever he wants this offseason. We need to keep Aaron Brewer in this system for a very long time, no matter who the head coach is. And it's very rare to find young centers this good. So, and if you find young offensive linemen, like, you keep them. So, like, we already have our left tackle and our center established going into next season. You don't know what you got at right guard. Austin Jackson, I don't think, is going to be back, and I wouldn't really take Austin Jackson back. He's way too injury prone. And Savai Naya, I mean, he'll probably be there at left guard, but I wouldn't pencil him in there because he's been on and off a lot, but he's a rookie, and I guess we got to give him a chance, but I'm not penciling him in there as the starting left guard. But I really think those are my three guys to build around for this offense: Devon Achane, Patrick Paul, and Aaron Brewer. And for those of you wondering, where's Jalen Waddle? I don't think Jalen Waddle is a staple because Jalen Waddle's really not involved in the game plan. You watch these games, like in the November, December games. Is Jalen Waddle really in the game plan? Not really, man. You don't see him a lot. He was a complete non-factor last week or yesterday, and then in the 3-game winning streak against the Commanders, Saints, and Jets, again, he was a complete non-factor. So that's why I said he's not a staple or a piece like you want to build around. Yeah, he might be on this team next year. I don't really know. I know that a lot of teams wanted him at the trade deadline. So maybe if the offer's right, Miami's like, you know what? If the offer's right, let's go ahead and ship Jalen Waddle out of here. I don't know, man. But that's why he's not in there for like building core pieces on this Dolphins offense. For the defense, though, I feel like the defense is harder because they signed a lot of vets in the secondary this offseason. And a lot of people had doubts in this secondary, but they've been all right. Rasul Douglas is having a great season. Jack Jones, Minka Fitzpatrick, who they traded for, but they might. I don't know if Minka Fitzpatrick is going to be here next year. So, and then obviously, I should have said this in the beginning, but you're going to have everybody you draft in 2024 and everybody you draft in 2025. They are going to be on this roster next year. This is going to be a very young team next year. Just in case you don't know, I believe this is going to be a very young team next year. And that leads into my next segment, which we'll talk about. But on the defense, I would build around Zach Sealer. He's had a really strong second half of the season. Jordan Brooks, give him every penny he wants this offseason. And Chop, because he's a first-round pick. But Zach Sealer, because you paid him this past offseason, which was the right thing to do. He's going to be here until, I think he's here till like 2028 or something like that. Jordan Brooks led the team in tackles. He almost led the league in tackles. And he is absolutely the leader and the voice of this Miami Dolphins defense. And Chop Robinson, because he's a first-round pick in the 2024 draft. And you just don't want to give up on him yet. So, really, out of all this team right now, 6 guys should be a staple for the future. Achane, Patrick Paul, Aaron Brewer, Zach Sealer, Jordan Brooks, and Chop Robinson. And then obviously you would put the franchise quarterback in there. But we don't know who the franchise quarterback is going to be. Which leads me to my next conversation. Mike McDaniel. And we got our last game of the season, Sunday against the Patriots. And a lot of people on social media don't know what's going to happen. I honestly don't know what's going to happen. That's why I am blocking out when to record my season recap for the Dolphins on Monday. Record it Monday night? I don't know. But I don't think he should be here next year. What in the fuck has he proven this season compared to last year? Not even 2 years ago. Last year, he's improved nothing. Absolutely nothing. Maybe the running game. But that's it. Time management sucks. Game day operation sucks. Never wins a challenge. And we've already kind of gotten two pieces out of the puzzle. Chris Grier and Tua Tagovailoa. They fired Chris Grier and they benched Tua Tagovailoa. So if you just fire Mike McDaniel, you're going into the offseason with a clean slate. Because Tua Tagovailoa is done. He's done. He's not coming back from being benched. So they're going to take a serious cap hit of $99 million. They will move off of Tua. They will move on from Tua this offseason. That is my guess. But I don't know what they're going to do with Mike. They should fire him. Because if you don't fire Mike McDaniel, and he's your head coach going into the 2026 season, you're basically telling your fan base, you're leading them on hope, again, like you did this past offseason. You're leading them on hope that we are going to get back to the playoffs. That's what you're saying. If Mike McDaniel's back, this team is going to try to win games, and they're going to try to make the playoffs. They're going to sign a bunch of veterans to one-year deals, just like they did past offseason. Guys like Ashton Davis, guys like Rasul Douglas, guys like Ife Melifanu, guys like Cole Strange. They're going to sign them to 1-year deals and patch it up with duct tape and be like, let's go try to get a playoff spot. And it's not going to work. You know why? Because it hasn't worked this past 2 years. And if they try to do that, they are going to get destroyed because their schedule is fucking brutal next season. Let me tell you guys their schedule next season. Should we start with the home schedule? They got the Bills, Patriots, and Jets, which the Bills and Patriots are two very good teams who are not going to go away anytime soon. So you got Bills, Patriots, Jets. You got Cincinnati, okay? Kansas City, which if you get them early in the year, that would be a good thing. But if you get them in like November, December, you got Mahomes coming to Hard Rock Stadium. Then you play the Chargers. Chargers aren't going away. Then you got the Bears. Bears are unbelievable this season. And you got the Lions. And even though the Lions aren't making the playoffs this year, the Lions are still a very good team. So that is your home schedule next season. Patriots, Bills, Jets, Bengals, Chiefs, Chargers, Bears, Lions. You want me to read you their away schedule? Their away schedule's worse, ladies and gentlemen. Worse. They got Patriots, Bills, Jets on the road. Then they go to Indianapolis, which they've lost at in the last 2 years. They've lost at Indianapolis. They got to go there again next year. They have to go to Las Vegas. They have to go to Denver. Playing at Mile High is not going to be fun. That could be a potential cold weather game late in the year, as can the 3 divisional games. And then you have at Green Bay, at Minnesota, and then you're going to either San Francisco or SoFi Stadium to play the Rams. So that's Patriots, Bills, Jets, Colts, Broncos, Raiders, Packers, Vikings, and either the 49ers or the Rams. Good fucking luck. Good fucking luck. So, what happens if the general manager's like, hey, or Stephen Ross is like, we're going to retain Mike McDaniel. And Mike is going to be the head coach for next season. What happens if you go 0-4? You fire Mike McDaniel by the end of September. You've just fucking wasted your entire season. Ross should have the realization that we are not going to win next year. So we might as well get a new head coach in here who just has to put his pieces together, get his players that he wants. We have 5 draft picks in the top 100. Let the new coach get his guys and go from there. It's not that hard. Ross has to have the realization that Mike needs to go. He needs to go. So, I'm going to get out of here. Thank you guys so much for tuning in. Again, a quick little podcast on a Monday night. Subscribe, comment down below, hit the like button if you like what you heard from me. Follow me on Twitter at Colin_Joseph. And we're going to do another video tomorrow. We're going to do a wrestling video tomorrow talking about the best and worst of both WWE and AEW in the year of 2025. Very excited for that video tomorrow. And then we'll see what goes on the rest of the week. But have a good night, guys. Stay safe, and as always, stay classy. And as always, go Dolphins.